Ladies and- Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? You're on the Business Talkback program, and I am your host, Tony Pezza. And we have on our other side of the microphone, Stuart Tanner,
Hello, everyone.
and he's out there also with us. We are coming to you today exclusively over Google Hangout on Air. So if you would like to be part of the program, you can go to Google Hangout on Air and listen to the program. We have to set up a number here, Chris, for Google Hangout next time.
Yes, we will. You mean like a call? Right?
Yeah, a different number.
Yeah, that was like
Yeah, we lost our internet program through services, so we're going out.
conference, right?
What's that?
Google conference, you mean?
Google. Yeah, we tried that. We got to do it again though.
Issue. You got to see what they're updating.
Yeah. So we're here, folks. We're going to give you a program today about businesses. Unfortunately, we can't give you our number because our contact number's out. But you want to know, if you want to give me a call, you can give me a call at the office and we can get you on the air anyway. How's that sound? So why don't you give me a call here if you want at 732-295-5855. 732-295-5855. And we can take your call live on the air and talk to you then. How's that sound? Put you on speaker and you'll be on the air. Very simple. So this is a Business Talkback program. Today is Monday in New Jersey. We broadcast from New Jersey, Point Pleasant to be exact. We do have a number you to call if you'd like. Give us a call here at 732-295-5855 and we'll put you on the air if you want. We have several things to go over today, and I'm glad Stuart dropped in. Of course, we're trying to put together a meetup group for the local business owners in Point Pleasant and surrounding areas, Bricktown, wherever they close by. And we have a rather exclusive meetup group that we started last week. We meet on Wednesday, 4:30 to 6, and the information's on Meetup. If you go to Meetup and go to Health and Wealth and Success through Business Education, you'll be able to get the site. You'll get all the information, phone numbers, addresses, and whatever else you need. So we're looking forward to that program because it is an educational program for the business owner and startup entrepreneurs and for people that are consultants or want to be consultants or coaches. We can train you. That's what we do. Stuart's part of the program we put together. And Stuart, you want to add to anything you'd like to bring out to the audience? What would
Yes.
help them? How it would help them?
Well, I think seating, first of all, seating is limited, so please call in as soon as you can. And we're looking forward to the organization of this group, and we can work together to improve your businesses.
Well, that's a good program right there. But what do you think the owners really need help in? I know that we try to help them out every way we can with their marketing and their cost and their valuation. So, what do you think would be the most important thing an owner would look for when it comes to coming into the group as a mastermind group or as an educational group? What do you think they're looking for?
Well, Tony, I think that's an individual situation where the business owner has to tell us what he's looking for, because we're here to help the individual in his or her own business. So they have to let us know what their immediate problems are, or how they want to grow and where they want to grow and what they want to do. So I think it's important for them to tell us first what they want to do.
Well, that's always a good start, and we'd like to get people in here. So if you want to be part of a mastermind, as a meetup group is what we are, but we like to think we're going to run this a little bit different than most of the meetup groups do. See, I've attended a few of them, and Stuart has also, and I haven't been to one that I feel that business education is part of what they're offering. It's a lot of referrals, which is good. That's part of the system. But I like to see a little more education, and that's what I think that we're geared to do. We can teach you different programs about your business. And I know I went to one a couple weeks ago, and all we did was go round and round about the same thing they talk about. You know, you tell what you do, what your background is. But if you go every week, how many times are you going to hear the same information that you really don't want to hear? I don't think so.
So, Tony, I think we have to provide a lot of business education, because I recently read a statement that I thought was very appropriate, and that's the major cause of business failure is a lack of business knowledge. So I think everyone has to prepare themselves to learn more about how to start or run, operate a business, and consequently they'll be more successful.
Well, that's what we try to do. We try to bring the education to the group, and where we can, and hopefully that it'll work. So you know that we do have a one-day convention conference for Lancaster on the 27th. We did send out a bunch of emails. We just added a video on this morning to the website and to the emails we send out. Put on a 2.5 minute video. And so, but the one-day convention up in Lancaster would be very educational. They're going to get podcast and 237 page manual on disc. It's readable, it's workable, they can type on it. So they do have a lot of programs. The value of that trip is only, the cost is $295, but the value is over almost $1,100 in value, because the analysis alone is $500 for the business analysis. So we can try to help them that way with their analysis and their own business. As you said, what is your what is your problem that you experience, and what do you need help in?
But an important part of that program is the ongoing support, because it's not only just for one day. We provide continuing, ongoing support to help the businesses succeed.
Well, that's what we try to offer, ongoing support, like we do with our, with our 4-day seminar in September. That's an ongoing support. We're trying to do it with that. So we do have a lot of programs that will help you grow your business, be more profitable, and get you, as I say, off center and get you in the right direction. But we only can help you if you give us a call here. You can give me a call here if you want at 732-295-5855, 732-295-5855. That's the office line. We're glad to take your call and talk to you. You'll be on the air. You'll be on Google Hangout. Our other server, Blog Talk, is down right now, so we've switched over to Google. And so if you want to talk to us, give us a call at that number, and we'll be able to get you on the right track. The other thing I wanted to mention was the seminar, again, back to the one-day convention, is that we send out a lot of emails to 85 chambers around the state. We did that last week, and so I'm hoping we'll get some response off of that with the chamber members, and why they can really use the services. I stopped in the chamber this morning at Point, and she did give me the list of their members' phone numbers. So we have to sort of search for the emails now, what Chris is doing on the other computer. So if we can get them on track, maybe we can get a busload to take a nice trip up to Lancaster for the day. It's a nice ride up, and plus you get breakfast, lunch. You're going to get, as I said, you're going to get a disc. You're going to get an evaluation of your business. So I think that the value of more than $1,000, there'll be some prizes. There'll be a drawing on there, contest. It's a drawing, actually. Between that and the other information, you're probably about $1,100 for the day, which is a good deal.
That's a huge return on your investment and the opportunity to succeed.
Well, it is cheap when you figure for less than $300, you're getting back $1,000. Even if you don't win, you're still getting $1,000 in information. Look at it this way: the evaluation alone is over $500 that we will do for you at no charge. Now, if you had to bring somebody in like us, if we had to come in and do an evaluation for you, looking at, depends how long it takes, probably $750 to $1,000 for the time, but you're going to get a short version of it for nothing, and it'd be 50 questions, and you fill them out, we analyze it, and we give you a direction of what we think might be going wrong. So we give some examples of why some of the analysis that we do show a deficiency in the business. And one of those is the length of your lease. Now, I met a fellow at the gym yesterday, and he asked me a question. He says, how do I evaluate my business if I want to sell it? He has a phone business. And I gave him just a rough idea, but I said that you have to do the question and answer period, or the question and answer form, because that would give me the exact information of what you what the value of your business would be. So, for instance, when you do these evaluations, as I do them, is that everything there has a plus or minus 10%. So, for instance, if we have a business at, let's say, $300,000, let's throw out a number, and you have a lease that is 2 years left, and you have no options, you suddenly have a 10 to 15% deduction in that $300,000, because what's going to happen is that that $300,000 now becomes a problem, because it's not worth $300,000 anymore. It's worth way less because you don't have a lease to make the business resellable. So when we do these, we look at all of the differentials between an active lease and how many options you have. You know what I mean, Stuart?
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with your note. So when we do the evaluation, one of the questions on the form is the monthly payment on your note and the length of your note. So, for instance, if we go back to a $300,000 sale, and we say, okay, your lease is too short, you need options, and let's assume that you can't get the options. Now you just lost, not 10%, you probably lost 30% of your business. And the other thing is that if you have a note that is shorter or longer than your lease, the value of that business becomes even less, because how are you going to repay the note? If you don't have a lease, you don't have a business. So when we do the evaluation, we actually look at your lease. Now, from a legal standpoint, don't be calling me and tell me I'm not a lawyer. We don't look at it from a legal standpoint. We look at it from a business standpoint. How many years left? How long is the lease going to run? What is the value of my lease? Now, the same thing with the note. Now, a lot of notes are assumable. I can explain that in a lot of details, but it simply means that if you're selling a business for $300,000 or any number, whatever that number is, and you want to assume the man's note to reduce the price, that's been done many times. I've done that for many, many businesses. What happens is that now if you got a note that's assumable, you want to take over that note, because now you have monthly payments, but that's okay. The business can afford it. So, but if your note is longer than your lease, now they all go together. So suddenly this $300,000 business that I'm talking about may only have a value of about $175,000. So when we do the evaluation, we really look at all of these things, the little things that people don't think about. The lease is important. Again, not from legal. The note's important. Your bank, is it refundable? I mean, is it a recast? Do you have an option on your lease? What are your sales per square foot? So when I was talking to this fellow, his name is Mitch, and I just gave him a couple of ideas, and I says, why don't you come to the one-day convention we're having, and we'll go over all these programs with you, the evaluation, how to do an evaluation on a business, So he's thinking about it. So I did send him a form this morning to fill out. I actually sent him an email with the site on it for him to fill out and go over it and see what he thinks about it. But
When is he thinking of selling the business?
no, he's not. He's thinking about maybe a year or two. So he
No.
wants to build his volume up a little bit, which
Well,
is good.
That's important because
Yeah.
you get a greater multiple if you increase the revenue.
Right, exactly. So I told him he has to build his volume up a little more. He's only been doing it for a year and a half. And then, but we can show him how to do the evaluation or the analysis, as I call it.
And help him grow his business.
Yeah, and I'll grow the business evaluation. So business is, it's a tricky, as I say, it's a tricky business. Business is tricky, but there are ways to get around it. And this is one of the examples that you'll be learning at the convention in Lancaster. We say Lancaster, we live in New Jersey, we'll be on a bus, but you'll be learning about the evaluation of a business and how the note or the lease or the contract affects you. And the other thing, Stuart, is that most people don't know what a saleable business is in price and how to buy a business.
Mhm.
So like I used the example, and this is all what we're going to go over at the convention at the one day up in Lancaster. I use Lancaster because that's where we're going to go, but we believe in New Jersey, but I've been up there many, many times, and I like the operation up there. These owners, we're going to go visit one or two owners. They're going to walk us through their process and see how they like it. Though we do have breakfast and lunch, and as I said, the value is over $1,000 for $295, so it works. The reason these conventions or seminars or conferences, whatever you want to call them, they're all the same. They all come under the same umbrella. I call it education. Is that not too many people at a seminar. I've been to 1,000 seminars in my lifetime, probably. And Stuart, a lot of people go to seminars and never talk about the theory or the substance of a business, like a lease and a contract.
Mm-hmm.
And how do I buy, how do I sell? They all tell you how to start, but even those that I've been to how to start, they never really get down to the actual dollars and cents. And as I say all the time, and I've said it many times, is that every business does not have the same startup value or the same startup cost. For instance, if you did a wholesale business
Sure.
Where you need a lot more equipment versus a home-based business where you need a computer and nothing else and a phone, you're in business.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go to these seminars and they say how to start a business, I always laugh at these things because they use how to start a business as a general consensus. Well, that's okay because you do have to have a corporation and you have to have registration. That's all standard, but no one ever talks about the business itself. And what is this business? How do I start this business for what dollars?
Well, if they do a business plan, I think they'll incorporate those kind of costs in the business plan. But most people don't do a business plan, and they don't do a marketing plan, and these are essential.
Well, that's the biggest problem because it would come up if they did the business plan.
Mhm.
But I'm talking about when you go to a seminar and they say how to start a business, and I look at it and they say, okay, what business are we talking about? And if you do a standard business, it doesn't work. Because like I said so often is that you can take two businesses that are exactly the same, and, hold on. Here we got a call here. Hello? That's not for us, folks. We did give our number out for people to call in, and that wasn't one of them. So the reason you gave a different number at the office because our standard Blog Talk Radio line is down. So we're on Google Hangout on air. So if you want to give us a call, if you want to talk business, we'll be glad to take your call. Put you on.
Give them the number again.
Yeah, 732-295-5855, 732-295-5855. Give us a call, and we'll be glad to talk to you.
Call in, and we'll answer your questions.
Easy to do. So I always say the call is free and the information is free, so you can handle it very easily. Give us a call here, and we'll be glad to talk to you.
Do you have the information on the websites?
Yes. Yeah, we have information. We have videos. We just put up a new video this morning on all social for the one day up in Lancaster convention. Folks, that's a great deal. For $295, you get more than $1,000 in services and benefits. And like I said, the analysis alone is $500 of time. So it is a great deal for you if that's what you want to do. We'll be glad to take your call.
Which website do they have to go to?
They can go any of the socials. It's on all the socials, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. The convention's on there. We just did one this morning in video. It's 2.5 minutes long. You can go there and get all the information. And if you want to sign up, you go to Bizzie, Bizzie, Quizzes, Quizzes, Busy Quizzes. That's a short for business questions, because you can get 100 questions free on there also. So if you go to www.busyquizzes.biz, you can go to convention page, the convention buttons, and sign in. All the information's there. There's a video on there. There's all the information on there. The benefits are on there. I also included in there a free podcast, which is about 27 minutes long, and that's on the 6 basic businesses that exist. Of course, there's a lot more, but those are the basic 6. And you could fill that in, and fill it in. You could read it over, and you'll see the businesses that are there, and you can work on that. So, as I said, we normally have a few commercials we do on and off, but today we're running solo without the commercials because we are strictly on Google Hangout on air. Our block is down today, so we'll still here if you want to give us a call at 732-295-5855, 732-295-5855. We'll take your call and talk to you. It's very simple. So we do have a meetup group coming together, hopefully, if we can get 10 or more people. We'll have it in our office in Point Pleasant. Meetup is local, Ocean Monmouth County, if you want to join. As I said, it's a different type of group. We offer education. We will have our videos and slides here if we have to get to that to make it interesting. We can do that. And we actually have a school within a classroom, and this is our little office here. And we do have the school, we call it school, where you learn a little of education about the programs, different types of programs, cost analysis, how to do a profit.
And you're meeting other business owners, so you can discuss your problems with them.
Yeah.
They might have some solutions for you as
business. Well. Yeah, business owners. This is what it's about. Business owners get together and we hash out what their problems are, and but we try to give them solutions. You know, if everyone doesn't have the solutions, we have all the solutions ourselves. No, we don't. But we do have a fair amount of solutions that we can help you with.
We can have a good brainstorming session as well.
That's exactly what it's about. Like I said, I've been in a lot of these groups before, and they don't seem to walk away with any satisfaction that they learned anything. I always feel that when you're in business, you want to be able to learn something. And I always thought that this is why for a long time I had a school called the Institute for Small Business Education for years, and people learn because it's a class. You go to school and you learn. Listen, you go to college, you learn something, hopefully. So you come here, hopefully you learn something.
Well, they have actionable suggestions as well.
What are you working on?
I have computers updating Windows 8.1.
Your computer's what?
Updating to Windows 8.1 automatically. Yeah, forcibly restarted.
Want to know what happened to my computer?
8.1. Your computer's in Windows 8 anyway.
Yeah, now it's 8.1, just better version.
So it's uploading? Isn't that unusual?
It's unusual that it forced me to do it without me saying do it later.
Jesus.
Coincides with the alter.
What's that?
With Windows XP stopped being supported. And by the way, Tony, I'm on XP on this computer now. And
Your XP, yeah, I know.
Unusually slow, weirdly slow today.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't do any more emails at present, because right now the computer is so bogged down.
Okay. Well, that's because you're working off. He's probably uploading. That's why you're on this. You're on the same modem over there.
Oh, okay.
That's probably why. So,
Gotcha.
all right. We do have 4 computers here, 2 XPs, which work fine, but the Microsoft has there's certain programs you can't get XP anymore, but we do have other computers here. So, and it's unusual that we have 2 branded computers that are Windows 8 and they're uploading by themselves to Windows 8.1. Is that going to give you a better service over there? 8.1. What's it going to do? Is it a new program or nothing?
Probably just has some extra features.
Extra features, okay. So it just broke into the computer and says automatically updating. So we're updating to a new program here. So computers will drive you nuts when they work, and when they don't work, they drive you even worse. So you want to talk about why the programs that we offer to the public, to the business owners, the educational portion of the services we're trying to offer is not being accepted out there to the business owner. Do you think we're not reaching them, or you think that they're not paying attention? Because we do get a lot of, we have on Blog Talk Radio, we have about 9,000, we've had about 9,000 listeners already. But the business owners, and I'm assuming they're business owners, I don't know for sure, it doesn't break it down category. But do you think they're missing out on a real good education that we can offer?
There certainly are. First of all, as I said earlier, the business knowledge is an ingredient to success in your business. But I think they are too busy working in their business rather than on their
business.
They're putting out fires all day, taking care of vendors and customers and all the normal business procedures. But they're not concentrating on building or growing or improving their business. They're just trying to satisfy some of the current problems that they're having.
So that raises another question that I've been trying to figure out for 45 years. How do you get them being the owner in general, to say, hey, I have to really wake up and realize that my business isn't growing, my profits are down, my sales are down. Like this fellow I met at the gym, his name is Mitch, thinking about maybe selling 2 or 3 years up the road. He wants to know what to do. See, that's at least he's got a direction. Why do you think that it takes them so long to realize that their problem is in front of them? And how are they going to overcome a problem if they never face it?
They have to be self-motivated. We can't motivate them. We can't take them to the water and make them drink. They have to want to improve their lives. They want to improve their businesses. They want to make more money. They want to contribute something. It's up to them. They've got to want to do these things.
But I get the impression that I went to the chamber this morning. I talked to the director down there, who I know not very well, but I know her from going there and working with her on presentations I've done for the chamber already. I don't get the feeling that even within the confines of their own organization, that each one is assisting someone else, again, like a mastermind. I don't get the impression or the idea that they're helping each other out collectively. They all seem to go in different directions. Even when I did a seminar for them last year, and I offered some free information, some free advice, and I never got one call. So I'm always set back in my mind is why these people don't want to learn anything. I say anything. I don't think they're learning anything because they just don't move ahead in any direction.
I think it may be that some of the executive directors of these chambers don't realize it's their function. All they're doing is providing membership directories, they're having meetings, they're providing lists, but they're not really helping individual members to improve their business or grow their business. I don't think they see it as their function.
Well,
they're providing various services, but not the most important services.
So then that raises this question. I know if I was there, I would have sort of one-on-one meetings and say, what can I do to help you?
Right.
What can we do as a group to make this grow, to be a better organization, to make you more...
Who's doing it? Do you know of any chamber?
You want to know? I don't know of any chamber that's doing it.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Now, I know I've done seminars for at least 4 chambers over the last 3 years. face-to-face, one-on-one, and we're talking about half-hour, 45-minute seminars, or information centers, conversations, presentations, whatever you want to call it, the same thing. You go into a room of members and you get introduced, you say, thank you, I'm glad to be here, and my name is, and you can say, here's what I do, and here's how I can help you. You give out some literature, some flyers, you give some email addresses, you have a little PowerPoint, and everybody asks questions while you're there. And then when you leave, you say, oh, wow, this went great. And then goes day 1, day 2, day 3, months later, and you say, wow, did I fail or did they not receive me correctly?
Well, you have to continue this education, this contact all the time, offering these services. You have to be aggressive.
Well,
and I don't think some of the executive directors are. They're providing functions which every chamber is doing. If you look at all the chambers, they're doing all the same things, providing the directory, providing monthly lunches, providing golf trips, etc., etc. But nobody is really getting down to helping the individuals. What they say, I think, is that they are providing an environment in which the member, the chamber member, is responsible, him or herself, to make contacts, establish relationships, and grow their business through contacts. But the chamber itself is not doing it.
I don't have an answer for you. You're probably right. I know they're not doing it because I've been dealing with them for a number of years. And as I said, I've done 4 or 5 presentations for them and never got a call, not one. And, you know, and even when I went to see the local chamber and I talked to the director down there and I says, you know, I offered a free commercial and free airtime for all the local businesses. They have 300 local businesses. And I already got 2 inquiries out of 300 for more than $750 in services with no charge. I would think that that would be a great idea to say, wow, I can go on the air and talk about my business and still get some free information at no charge. So is it they don't need the input of education, they don't want to bother, maybe $500 or $700 doesn't mean anything to them. See, I'm always trying to figure out where do you draw the line about when a value is good, when a value is not good.
Well, it's the individual, and I think, again, we get back to the motivation. The same in this country. If you look at the top 1%, those are the people who are achievers. These are the people who are creating wealth and creating jobs and all those things. So it's the 1% of the entire country who are having most of the wealth and creating most of the jobs.
And pay 85% of the taxes.
And pay 85% of taxes. So what happens to the other 99%? Those people are in the category we're talking about. They're not self-motivated. They don't have the interest in growing their business or succeeding. They have jobs, and that's what they're fulfilling.
Well,
they're making a living.
When you think about it, that's pretty sad when you got, you know, less than, you know, a percentage. Let's say 10% of this nation are business owners. Big or small makes no difference. That means you have 90%, 85 to 90% that have no interest in being self-employed.
We talked about 80-20 yesterday, didn't we?
80-20.
Yeah.
The old 80-20 rule. And folks, if you know what that means 20% of the people do 80% of the work if you're a corporation. So anyway, we're going to continue here. And I'm glad Stuart dropped by. We have a nice conversation about business. I love business.
But Tony, I'll tell you that our mastermind group is different from belonging to a chamber. We're going to have a small group of people who have the desire to help one another and to help themselves.
Exactly.
And that's going to be productive and produce results for those who are willing to attend and those who are willing to improve their lives and their businesses.
Well,
so we'll find out.
Well, we've sent out emails for the mastermind group. We do have the emails we send out for the one-day convention with more than $1,100 and more than $1,000, close to $1,100, and benefits and services, all for $295. The mastermind group or the meetup group, as we call it, which is the header. And if you go to the meetups, and if you go to Wealth and Success through Business Education, you'll see the page. You'll see Tony Pezza there. You'll see the address and the dates and the time and phone numbers.
And we're going to be meeting weekly, is that correct?
Every Wednesday at 4:30.
Okay, so that's the ongoing support, the ongoing contact,
Right.
and the ongoing education, which is important.
Yeah, and we'll have, unlike any other meetup there, we're going to have education. I'll make some slides, some presentations, and we'll give you a real education.
So well, we're only interested in having members who really want to do something with their own lives,
Oh,
their
absolutely.
own business.
Absolutely. Even when I put the program together, it's only people that are in business or existing owners or people that want to be in business. And for those that are not interested in their business or growing, then we're not rejecting you, but we like to have people that are interested for the seeding purposes.
Yeah, if you want to retain the status quo, well, that's all right too. But we're not looking for those people.
No. See, I'm trying to develop here people that are enthusiastic. I've been enthusiastic all my life in business. I know you have too. And when I talk to people and I don't see the fire, as they say, the eyes light up or new ideas, and so it doesn't work. So,
as our friend Larry used to say, you have to have
fire in the belly.
Yeah.
And it's so true, you do. So, but we're trying to get people to realize that wealth and success only comes from education. There's no other way. Like I said last week on the air, on Friday, you can have wealth and success. If you hit the lottery, your father left your business, you found $1 million in a garbage bag, that's fine. But people that work at a business for wealth and success, they need education, whether it's self-taught, whether they learn from experience, there's something they need. I talked to this guy on the phone this morning. His name's Paul, from Valario's restaurant in Palmyra on 73 North in New Jersey. That's down south. He'd been in business for 60-something years, and he said, he was questioning me on the phone because he didn't know who I was when I said, you want to come on the air? And I told him basically we had a school for years. He said he has a school also. He teaches people how to wash dishes. I said, you're probably right, because there's a way to wash the dishes, a way to stack them, and a way to put them in the Hobart dishwasher. Because he says, what do you know about Hobart? I says, I'm familiar with businesses and equipment. Anyway, so we had a long conversation, 7 or 8 minutes anyway, but he's been doing the business for 62 years. His mom started it, so he's been around. So when he said about he educates people how to wash dishes and he trains the servers to serve, I said, well, that's true, because
but he's working in his business.
He's working in a business. He trains them. He teaches them.
Should the business owner be teaching somebody to wash dishes? He should be out developing his business.
Well, he's there. He's inside the restaurant.
He inherited the business.
Yeah, he inherited from his mom, and now he does what he does. But the thing is that he tries to, get his servers, and which is good. There's a way to serve. Servers should be trained. Waitresses should be trained, because there's a lot of them out there that should not be in the business. But that's the owner's fault. So anyway, we are on.
Well, you're describing the problems that business owners have. They're working in their business.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on Google Hangouts, so if you want to listen to the program or you want to see me on the air and give us a call, you can go to Google and in the toolbar, type in Business Talkback, and you'll get the program. We are on the air Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We normally go out on Blog Talk, but we lost our connection, so we're out on Google today. And we're going to work on getting another number for this line, because sometimes we did have a number, but we had trouble with one of the Google connections. So even though the technology and computers are great, it's still got a long way to go. I think you keep losing a lot of connections along the way. So if you'd like to talk to me or Stuart, you can give us a call here at 732-295-5855, 732-295-5855. This is Business Talkback, and you are on. We're on Google Hangout today.
And come to meet us at the meetup on Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday we're on Meetup. If you're local in the Point Pleasant area, Monmouth County, Ocean County, Bricktown, Point Pleasant, Brielle, all the central area. It will be a different type of meetup more than the standard meetup goes. We do have a different program, I think. And what I'm going to try to inject is the same program I've been working with for years with business owners. And I am a firm believer in education. As I said earlier in the show, is that when we do the evaluation on a business, we actually show you how to increase your profit, but why you have a deficiency in your pricing. And it all goes back to these little, as I call them, little goodies or little statistics that are going to change the number from one number to another. Now, conversely, Stuart, even though you have a minus 10 or minus 20 because you have a short lease, you also have the other side. You can be plus 10 or 20%. So if we have a $300,000 sale, like I said, and you have a longer lease and you have a good profit, suddenly your $300,000 business is worth $360, $375. See how the numbers change, folks? They move up and down, depend on the statistics that you're going to offer in your analysis. And those numbers are very important. I use the same statistics and the same format when I was the chief analyst for 3 major banks on businesses, and we did 12,000 businesses with the bank. It's the same form, same questions, hasn't changed, and the program hasn't changed in 45 years. So does it work? I think it works very well. So we're looking to make people aware that our program is excellent, it works, and we can prove it. Just take the course. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be surprised what you're going to learn. So the number here is 732-295-5855. If you want to give us a call, we'll take you over the phone. We have the phone line. We'll put you on there. We can talk to you on the air through the phone line. Obviously, we can't do it through Google today. We lost our connection. So, but we're here. We're live, and we can talk to you. No problem. So one of the other things I think that might need addressing, Stuart, what do you think about the average person going into business? Do you think that the average person could decide, wakes up one morning and say, I got 100,000, I think I'm going to start a business? What do you think their forward step should be to get to that point where they can do it successfully?
Well, I think one of the first things they have to consider is the type of business. Do they have certain skills? What do they love to do? I think they have to. And I think you have something that'll help them do that as well, won't it?
Yeah, we have a form called self-analysis.
Right. And that's the first thing to do, I think, is
Yeah.
to decide what kind of business you want to consider.
It's a funny thing. One of the questions on that self-analysis that I wrote back in 1979 is that do you have the makeup to deal with customers? And most people don't have the makeup to deal with customers. They don't have the patience. They don't have the drive. They don't have the tolerance. And particularly if you're going to go retail storefront, you better learn how to live with customers.
Well, you have to learn to appreciate customers. They are the people who are going to be paying your salary.
And paying your bills.
And paying your bills and paying for your retirement, for your education, for your kids' education, for your house.
One of the other questions on there was, do you have the experience to go into the business that you want to go into?
Well, that's why we're suggesting, I think you do as well, get a part-time job or work for nothing in the business in which you'd like to go into and see what it's all about.
Well, I can't tell you I'm in business. I worked for nothing to learn what it was about. I told a story about a trucking outfit one time that when I was a mortgage banker and I was on a hook with this guy for lots of money. And so instead of taking the bath on losing it, I went to work for a company. I worked from 12 at night to 8 in the morning, 6 days a week for 6 months just to learn the trucking and the routing. And I pulled it all out. But that's what you have to do, folks. You got to go out and you got to sacrifice. Daniel, is that still running?
I think it's up actually. That's just finished.
It's almost done?
Yeah, it's low. It says it's getting ready and loading. It's saying it's booting up right now.
And that came up unexpectedly? Jesus. Computers. So, yeah, we have a form. Back to your question, Stu. We have a form for business analysis. We have another one called self-business appraisal, and we have one for self-startup. And these are all excellent programs, and these are the programs we're going to be teaching you at our convention.
You have all the tools that are necessary for somebody to do well in the business.
Well, I guess the proof of that comment is that for 31 years, we've had over 90% success rate. And what do you think the failure rate in this country now? We over 50%, you think?
Oh, certainly. They say that within 5 years, 80% of the startups will be out of business.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
And over 90% in 10 years, 95%.
you think that's due to the economy, or is it due to many other factors?
No, it's due to a number of other factors. People go out of business. They fail, bankrupt. They close up their business. They lose interest in the business. They have all kinds of problems. They're not interested in the business any longer. So there are many problems.
Well, when I hear that, I get very sad because it's a shame that the investment of these people are lost.
Failure is very costly.
Oh yeah, I mean, particularly when you're into the $200,000 and $300,000 range, and we know for a fact, we know friends that are in business that have invested over $350,000 over the last 24 months and have not made a profit.
There are psychological, social, and financial implications and problems that you achieve with failure.
Yeah, but it's it's one of those things in failure, like we do when we teach the course about failure, is that it not only affects you financially, but it affects you the rest of your life in terms of loss of family, loss of property, your houses, particularly if it's up for collateral, security. There's so many different things that will cause failure when you take a lien against your house, or security on your house, or a line of credit on your house, whatever you want to call the financing of it, and then you're into $200,000-$300,000, and it doesn't take long to add up. You can go through that kind of money in 24 months, and people say, where did the money go? Well, when you're out 24 months and you're into $300,000 in debt, boy, it takes a long time to get that back, and some people never get it back.
And it's really unfortunate because the means for success are out there, and that includes our company.
Yeah, but I don't,
It's up to the individual.
Exactly, and I don't know what it takes to get these people interested or center.
Well, if they realize the consequences of failure, maybe that'll do it.
Well,
Everyone is optimistic when they go into business. Everyone thinks they're going to succeed. But the odds, as we said earlier, are against you. And that's the problem. They don't realize that.
this is why I keep preaching education.
Absolutely.
Because I can tell you, and this is the fact, for all the years I've done the school, and the only reason that I was very successful is because of the education. But here's the other side of it. Here's the other side, Stuart, is that I rejected probably 30% of the applicants for the loan, not because of the collateral, because they didn't have the drive to go into business.
Well, you need the passion and the drive.
So those people that I turned down, and even after they took the course, they couldn't get through the course. And then when I was asked why I was approved, you got the collateral, why don't I get the money? I said, because you don't have the drive to be an owner. And they would look at me like I was nuts.
Well, you did them a service, I think.
Well, the bottom line was that I did them a service, because years later I would get calls from different people, and they would say, you're right, because I went in business on my own, I didn't make it.
Exactly.
And they failed. And so, because I would tell them, listen, I don't want to be taking your house and your car and your,
You know who succeeds?
kids.
The people who first fail, because they've learned a lot
They've
of
learned the
lessons.
lesson.
So the
Right.
second time they go into business, they do better.
I think there was an article I read on one of the sites, might have been a couple months ago, is that the people that fail the first or second time around usually succeed the third time
Exactly.
because they've learned from their mistakes.
They got educated.
That's right. But that's a costly education when you're going
That's true.
for tons and tons of dollars. But
Right.
so people don't realize the cost, and that's the problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was nice to have Stuart here. We're still going. We're till 3:00.
Thank you.
And if you'd like to give me a call here and talk to me or Stuart on a business question, give me a call at 732-295-5855, 732-295-5855. This is a business talk back. We are coming to you live from Google Hangout on Air. We lost our Blog Talk Radio connection today, so we're here in Google. So you can still call me on the air, 732-295-5855.
Can they email you a question? Why don't they?
Yeah, they can do that. You can email a question and you go to Tony, that's Tony, at My Small Business, just like it sounds, mysmallbusiness.biz. So it's Tony at mysmallbusiness.biz. Yeah, email a question and I'll send you back an answer. You can go to all the social, Google and Twitter and all the social. We're on all the socials. We have videos, podcasts. We have 100 free questions. We have the radio show. We have the new video we just put up this morning for the one-day convention. Educational, more than $1,000 in services and benefits for $295. As they say, you can't beat that with a stick. And so we like to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, the program that we offer here is a great program. The education is unlimited, and we like to help out every business owner out there, believe me. But as I say all the time, I can't reach you. You have to give me a call here.
Do you want to be successful and become wealthy? This is the place to do it.
Do you want to survive in business?
You want to survive.
You know?
And enjoy a very nice lifestyle as a result of your success.
Yeah, right.
And retirement.
Well, it all can be done. You know, when we do the seminar on the one day that we're going to take the trip up to Lancaster. And why are we going there? We're going there because we're going to go to one or two Amish businesses. We're going to talk to the owner. He's going to talk about his business, and you're going to learn something. And then you're still going to have a whole day of education. I have videos and I have PowerPoint presentation and open forum question and answer, and I have a whole list of subjects we're going to go over.
And the Amish have had a 90% plus.
95,
95%.
According to Forbes, 95.
95%.
So that is quite a rating, let me tell you. You know, I thought I was good at 90, but they're 95, so that's even better.
So it's important to learn things from them.
Yeah, well, they've been doing it for a long time. And you want to know, most of those jobs they have, they run their businesses because farming is their first business, whether it's the milking or whatever. And their business they run as almost part-time, but it's all family, it's all education. They've been doing it for years. So it isn't like they open up a business and they ignore it. There's always somebody there running that business. And so it's always a good road to go down, folks. That's why we go up there. We're going there for 25 years, and every time I go, I love it up there. So
they have an excellent formula for success.
And they do it. They really do it. So we're going to find out. But it's just a nice trip. We're going to Miller's, get a nice breakfast and lunch. We have a convention hall there. We're going to have a classroom session, round table. I'll bring some videos and slides and open forum. But we have a design program for you. About your business, a startup, your profit. I'm going to show you how to do a product cost based off standard business stuff, but I break it down in percentages. And when you can learn those numbers, you can run any business in the world. Like I say all the time, is that I grew up in the meat business. I have a little example. It's a steer dressed down, and people, when I first present it, they say, "What the heck is that?" Well, what do we got, a butcher shop here? Well, I call it the best teacher in the world because it actually breaks it down item by item. And I'm going to show you how to do that based on any business you have. There's a such thing as called the seesaw effect, profit and loss balance. I can give you a bunch of terms, but it all works out. So we are available for you. You can pick our brain, get the literature. Give me a call here, 732-295-5732, 295-5855. We'll talk business with you. You can go to any of the social, go to Business Talkback, go to Tony Pezza, that's Tony, P-E-Z-Z-A. The show's on there, the video's on there, the podcast, the convention's on there, the one-day educational day, and we'll go over that with you. And I'd like to see more people get on board because it is a value. It's a great value. Like Stuart says, return on investment. Where are you going to get education for $300 and still get fed? No place I know. Just think about it. You can go to a local 4-hour seminar and learn nothing and spend $89 for 4 hours and learn nothing. So here you're going to get all kind of goodies, all kind of education. But, I'm going to keep saying education until I die. But that's the key to business, is knowing exactly when to sell, when to buy, how to sell.
And nobody has a comprehensive program like we do.
I haven't met anybody yet. I've challenged people. My challenge is still open, folks. We have a seminar coming up in September, 18 to 21. And it's a 4-day seminar. It has a guarantee on it. It's more than $25,000 in ongoing services and benefits. And I make this offer every time on the air of anybody that's out there that does seminar or educational classes or coaching or consulting. If you could match or better my guarantee, I'll send you a check for $5,000. 7 months I'm doing this, haven't had not one call. You know why? Because nobody's going to stick your neck out. $25,000 in services for a while is not going to happen. We do it. We do it because we know we can make you grow, be successful, and help you out. So, but it's funny that no one's even called me on a challenge. Nowhere, and we're national. Basically, I know that we have calls already from out of the area, so we know that it's there. And
but they haven't found anyone who's offering the same or better.
No one can even come close to what we have a guarantee. Is that right,
So
Chris?
That says something.
No one can match our guarantee, right? Because we have the best out there. We're number one in educational services, and we are the best out there. So today is Monday. We did lose our Blog Talk Radio, but we're still here. We're on the air, Google on the air live. You can still catch the program. And if you want to take the number, 732-295-5855. You can give me a call when we go off the air. We go off at 3. Give me a call. I will answer your questions anyway. 732-295-5855. Give me a call. Or you can email at tony@mysmallbusiness.biz, just like it sounds, mysmallbusiness.biz. Email me a question. I'll answer and get it right back to you. And if you'd like to join our meetup locally in Point Pleasant area, you can go to Meetups, go to Wealth and Success. You'll get the page. On there is dates, times, phone numbers, and there's a program on there. It's very simple. It's education. Go there, sign up, and we meet every Wednesday at 4:30 to 6. And as Stuart says, it's a program not like all the other meetups. We're trying to offer you education, and I believe that's the way to go. And proven records, have proven records going back 1975. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up on 2:59. We do go off at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. But we will be back on Wednesday, again, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Get your questions together. Go to all the socials. Go to the one-day convention. Sign up, sign in. And get your questions ready to ask me. You can even ask me before we go if you want. The numbers are on the site. The email's on the site. Everything is there. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you on Wednesday, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Have a good day.
Stay well.
Bye-bye. Talk to you then.